5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, you got some more from Zor. It's guys here from Cape Town. Listen, I was asked to do another video on how to clapton those multi-cores using the Daedalus Pro. Some people seem to have problems with their wires, their core wires overlapping one another. Alright, so we're going to do it again, and I'm hopefully going to be more thorough this time, and hopefully it will be of more help to you, because it shouldn't be a difficult process. It should actually be very, very easy. Okay, so we're still going to need this little guy. Use this guy with his batteries inside. Yep, good for that. And then we're going to take this guy. Okay, inside we're going to use this bloke, and I'm going to clapton 328 gauges. Okay, stainless steel, best flavor, crispest flavor, and I'm going to use the 28 gauge guide. Just make sure you've got the correct guide, because there are 3 included, and the one says 24, the other one 26, and the other one's 28. It's written on it. Okay, so I've got the 28 gauge because I'm going to do 3 28 gauge core wires, and I'm going to clapton that with a nice 40 gauge to give it a nice smooth look. Alright, so that's what you're going to need. Then obviously this as well, this little spring, and then this little bolt, so that you can put your spindle on. As I said, this guy, 40 gauge, whatever you're going to wrap with, could be 38, could be 36, but yeah, I'm going to use 40 gauge at the moment. And then I've already got myself a piece of 28 gauge wire, which I put in my drill. Okay, and this I'm going to straighten, because and then I'm going to cut it in 3 sections, because this is going to become a cores. Okay, so I just take a plier on that side. I've got it secured. You can use this, but I mean, this guy's just more powerful, so it goes a lot quicker. Okay, I'm just trying to keep my hand that way so you can actually see. Just apply some tension on the wire as well. Alright, that should be straight enough. And then I release on the one side, and I can cut off there. Put this guy away. We don't need him anymore, and my wire's nice and straight. Okay, so I'm just going to cut 3 pieces of these 28s. There you go. And this is going to be a nice piece to make hopefully 2 nice coils. Okay, that length piece. So what you can do now is you can just place it through that guide of yours. These 3 wires, just place it through that guide. Okay, and then they will automatically be next to one another, because the wires are 28 gauge, because the guide is 28 gauge. You can turn it and you will see they should not overlap one another. Alright, so that's the first thing which you need to do. Okay, so you can then place these 3 wires, you can place through there, and then entering your straw section. Now I'm going to try something new with you guys, which should make things a bit easier for you. Okay, this back portion I'm going to attach to my swivel, but what I've added to my swivel is a round ring which you get off any key ring, that little round guy, and I'm going to use that to help keep these guys together as well, and connect it to my swivel at the back. Alright, but I'll bring it closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. As I said, this is just a normal ring which I got from a keychain which I had, and I just put it through my last swivel, just a loop around my last swivel. Now then I'm going to use this little guy to actually attach my 3 wires at the back with. Okay, I just want to show you in front that these guys are actually next to one another, and no matter how I turn that guide, they will stay next to one another. They cannot overlap one another, because they are 28 gauge wires in a 28 gauge guide. Okay, you'll see there's a little 28 on there. Okay, but that's important that you actually have that. Just follow with your hand and make sure that these 3 guys are still next to one another, and then I'm just going to insert it basically just use this to pinch them. Okay, so I'm going to open up that one side, and I'm just going to use it to pinch my wires. Right, just to show you the situation at the back over here, when I actually attach, it's just going to look like that. Okay, nothing fancy, but you'll see those 3 wires are next to one another, and this guy, I can place tension on this and it will nicely secure these wires still next to one another, help prevent overlapping from taking place. So what we've got so far is we have got our 3 core wires running attached to this keyring adjustment. It's running through the straw all the way inside, exiting in front, and then it's running through my 28 gauge guide. Okay, so all you have to do now is you're going to place your wire which you are going to clapton with. You're going to place on top. And then, just like the previous video, I'm going to insert this section through the bottom hole. Okay. And then I'm going to place my clamp on there. Not my clamp, my spring, my tightening spring, and my bolt. Right, you obviously can take a much longer piece, guys. This is just to show you what you also can do. Alright, you're going to apply tension. I think it's going to work perfectly, but this is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so all I want to do now is I want to take some of my claptoning wire and I just want to turn it around the front portion. And this portion I'm going to insert inside the chuck now. Now you'll see the chuck has got these 3 edges. Now I'm going to try and place it in the beginning. I'm just going to try and place it in between 2 of them so that it can keep those 3 wires nice and flat until I got a small little piece claptoned, and then I can take it out again and place it in the middle. Right? But for now I just want it in between one of those guys. If you look over there now, you will actually see these 3 wires nicely together, and they're still nicely together when they run into the guide on the inside over there. Right, so now it's just a question of applying the correct tension or nice tension on this wire running there by holding this guy, by pulling it away from your swivel on that side, and then moving this guy closer, and then starting to turn. Small piece has been done, and now we can just cut off and insert this section in the middle. That's it, nice and tight so it doesn't come out. And now the rest should be Bob's your uncle. The rest you should just be able to go, and it should automatically clapton the rest. Okay, just now slow motion so you actually can see how nicely this is working. It should not bunch up, guys. Honestly, it shouldn't. Let's move up the speed. Slow it down again. Alright, it's a decent section over here, and I'm just going to cut off a piece. Alright, so let's just quickly straighten this coil by just placing it back inside the chuck head. And then reversing the direction taking your plier on the other end, just grabbing hold, and that should do it. Let's quickly turn a coil. Let's place that guy through there. Lovely looking coil. Alright, that's the core's 3/28 cores wrapped with 40 gauge, and then it looks like this. Right, I think it looks great. For a bit of after action satisfaction, I'm getting to love this G-box. Very convenient, like it. Alright, listen, I hope you guys manage, because I've got so many nice wires which I've already made with this. There's just so many nice wires I've pre-made for making coils at a later stage, that it will be sad if you guys do not manage it or find problems doing it though. I'm not sure whether it's got to do with maybe the quality of your wire that you guys are struggling, but the only advice I can give you, real honest advice, if you follow this procedures which I actually did, and your tensions are perfect, you should not have any hassles. The main area of concern is this, the tension of that spring on this specific spool. So your tension on this just needs to be perfect, and that is what you need to play with, right? So this guy's going to wrap on itself if the spool is too loose, and if the spool is too tight, this guy might break, or it could start overlapping your core wires. Alright, but it shouldn't happen if you've got this guide inside that. Listen, I hope this video actually helped, and if there's any more concerns, yeah, just post in the comments. This is Kaiser, over and out. Cheers, eh?